ポケット ENIX。
Hey there. I'm gonna be back at it again with another animated video, but here I just want to show myself kind of playing around with the software. Every time I wanted to learn something in 3D, like another 3D software, it's important to know where my tools are. For me, I'm usually, into polygonal modeling, just manipulating shapes and, transforming the vertices, the edges, and the faces. So how would one go about making like a sphere in Animator or any 3D program? This is kind of like how I learn the basic tools of any software that I used, like in the past, whether it be Animator, Blender, Softimage, 3ds Max. Maya I have a little experience on, but for professional softwares, a lot of my experience I actually have in Softimage and 3ds Max. And how I used to go about that was I would make simple, very simple kind of models, but usually I like to try and make shapes, but without actually using the built-in button here to make it, right? So like in this instance, like a sphere. You open Blender, you open Softimage, you open 3ds Max, you open Maya, or whatever 3D software that you're proficient in, and ask yourself how you would make a shape like this, but without using the button that's already created, to define the shape, right? Regardless, like, let's pretend for a second we don't have the sphere button, right? How do we go about making the sphere without using the sphere button? And you can't cheat. Like, let's not cheat. Let's not make a cube and then hit like build, convert to subdivided. Oh, look, there's my sphere. Like, no, I learned nothing doing this, right? Like this, it's a sphere, but what did I learn? I learned how to use a tool that one would not fully comprehend, because as you can see on the polygonal level, it is still a sphere. I cannot, this these lines here, I can't interact with this edge here if I wanted to. I can't. There's no way to select it. You see, selecting that edge, I can only select this edge or this vertices and move it. So what did I really learn from doing this? Nothing. If anything, I've limited myself because I cannot. I have more control over this sphere over here than I do this one that I supposedly created. So if you want to learn the tools of any program, or like Animator, or just kind of it's a neat exercise for anybody dealing with like topology or modeling in itself. Everybody wants to make like a model of a character or a model of this, and that's fine too, but this is a healthy exercise, whether it be transferring your skills to another 3D program or just barely starting out with any tools that like the manual or something gives you. Just use your basic tools that you know. And for this instance, we'll just use Animator as an example. So let me censor this, move it to the side. So we're gonna make this. We're gonna make a sphere. It won't be perfect, obviously, but we'll make a sphere without using the sphere button. Okay, so yeah, let me just start with like a cube. I like to start with the cube with a lot of stuff. Even cube, I'll just put it all to 20, 20, 20, and let me go ahead and center that, and the center. So let's turn this cube into a sphere. Alright, so I need to convert to mesh. And yeah, this is just a healthy exercise in, familiarity, getting familiarity with any tools. I've used Animator for a while, but it's always good to do this with 3D programs that you're not familiar with. So let's cut some polys here. Let's cut some polys there, right? And then I'm going to need a center one here, like a division like that. Right? So let me get my top view, like to round this out, right? So round that out. Vertices, come on. Select these. So I'm going to try my best to make a sphere, the best rounded sphere I can using this cube. Okay, I can, yeah, why don't we do that? Let's bring this in and use some extrusion. I think that would probably be a good way, like one of the best ways. So I'll scale these, right? because I'm not getting a lot of mileage with just manipulating vertices here. So let's get rid of that. Rid of that. Space select, top and bottom. Let's just extrude. Here we go. Okay, let's bring those in. Bit too wonky looking. Scale, bring it in. Scale, bring it in. Okay, cool. What else we got? Let's do that again. Another extrusion. Actually, you know what? Probably just, yeah, we'll start working on it like this. Let's see, select this edge. Actually, no, vertices, right? Select these vertices, move them, scale them a bit, like so, them up a bit. Scale on the edge level here, it's more better. There we go. So probably this and this. Alright, move these. And yeah, this is just one of those things that, like, I'm showing this off because I have an understanding of the tools that I'm using. And I'm sorry if I'm not explaining every single thing that I'm doing, but it's because I have familiarity with it, and these are all like functions that I've practiced using. They're all in the manual too, but it's just more an exercise in like getting familiar with tools and how important, like, getting proficient with the tools in any 3D software. You go pretty far. Like, all I'm doing is just like extrusion and just moving vertices and all that stuff. That's not as round as I'd like it to be. I'm not trying to make it the same size as the sphere I have on the left, but I kind of want to make it less sloppy looking. Like, is that okay? This looks alright. Let's look at it from the top. Okay, so let's bevel these out. This will round it out more. This one, like, it still looks a little. I'll fix that in a little bit. Top view. Let's see, bevel. Oh no, I don't want that in the middle. So let's not select these edges. Same thing on the bottom. Let's not select that. Yeah, we're making a sphere. Top 3D modeling skills. Okay, bevel out. Yeah, that'll definitely round things out. So maybe if I, no, I want that. What do I want? Let's just do it on the, okay, yeah. Let's, should I just, yeah, doing something like this, you won't always, the process is always going to be different for everyone when you're tasked with doing something like this. But you won't have to do it exactly how I'm doing it, creating a sphere without using the sphere button. But that's the beauty of it. It's not about the process in this instance. It's more about the results. Did you get the good result? That's fine. You know, you might have a different process. So let me fix this. So let's peek that face. We'll do the same thing on the bottom here. It will show your flexibility with any software. It's like how you get there is going to be different. If you were doing this in Blender, how you and another person gets to this result is going to be different. However, what's important is, did you learn? Do you understand what you were doing? You know, there was purpose behind the tools and stuff. Let's do, yes, that's what I want. And then this, round that out. Now we're getting more of a sphere. Except these edges can come in a little more. Let's scale these. All right, I think they can come in a bit more. Like, yeah, there we go. Now we're getting roundy, except on this angle right here. These, look at that. We had a cube a couple minutes ago, and now we got like an editable, nice looking sphere. Not perfect, obviously. Actually, I bet I can make it perfect. Let's hide you, buddy. Because I feel like the dimensions, yeah, maybe a bit off. Maybe like this one. Let's see here. Side view, front side, front side, front side, front side, front side, front side. Okay, I see. I think I see. Yeah, I kind of see. it's this loop. It's like that. I need to like even out a bit. Maybe like here. Yeah, here we go. Something like that, right? And then from here, I think all we have to do is just move this down a bit. Or bring this in actually. Something like that. And then get a little thinner from the side, a little thinner from the front, and again, not perfect, but kind of got the result. Let's unhide our normal sphere here. Oh yeah, I have a few more polys on this one, it looks like. 96 faces. How many we have here? 96. Oh, I have the same amount of polygons. But yeah, if you want to learn any 3D program, so here, like when I started in Animator, so all the things I just did was all done in like point edit mode, and I'll have a tutorial on how to use that. I'll go real in depth because that's very important if you're modeling in the software. That's where all the action comes in. Everything I was doing was in point edit program, and it was literally on the the vertex, edge, and the face level. But yeah, that I was just using mostly movements and non-uniform scaling, regular scaling, so like move, non-uniform, scale. I was mostly using that, and of course a lot of selecting stuff, and selecting like faces or edges or vertices or groups of them, like this. And yeah, I mean that's basic stuff. And look at the result I get just from a cube, and it didn't take long. This is very important to learn how to do in any software. Don't let anybody tell you, like, okay, let's make a sphere. Here we go. I got my sphere. That's cute, but like, let's make a hand, right? Let's make a foot. Let's make a character. There is no character button here. There's no hand button here. If you open Blender, there is no hand button. There's no, character button, right? And even if there was something that said, like, here's your sphere, here's your hand, here's your face. Oh, it's so hard to model faces. You didn't really learn anything, right? By just clicking and dragging in the viewport. So, like with this, I mean, I didn't learn because I already know how to use these tools, right? But to show understanding of how you can use these tools and how you get there, that's really how you learn. Following a tutorial about somebody, if you're just getting into 3D modeling and you want to say like, oh, how do I model this? How do I model this character? How do I model Super Mario? And then you open Blender or Animator, but you open your 3D program. There's a tutorial you see on YouTube, and you follow exactly what that person is doing. Oh, extrude it to this much. They say like, okay, do this. Select, this vertices, move it up. Next, I want you to select this edge loop and scale it out. Next, I want you to select these faces and hit Shift P, right? Next, I want you to select these vertices and hit Shift X, and then hit S and then drag. Like, you're only being taught directions. You're not being taught what these tools are, how they apply, and the best way to learn that is, the manual. Obviously, there's tutorials separate that explain functions like that in a 3D program. But I always say the best way to learn is to play. This was the first 3D software I ever started in, and a lot of everything. I mean, I want to say like 85% of the knowledge I have was just playing around in this software. Just clicking like, oh, what does this do? What does that do? And using this in conjunction with the manual, or just experimenting. Like I'll click on something and click on an object and see what it does. So again, like it's just about learning your tools. Every 3D program you work with, learn these tools, because this is where the meat of like 3D modeling comes into play. This is where knowledge of 3D modeling comes into play. Software does not matter. If you know what you're doing and what tools to use, it's all a matter of finding those same tools or the equivalent of them, or the equivalent adjacent tools that are necessary. What I just did right now could probably be done even faster in Blender, or even if I had a game plan, because I really didn't know. You saw me kind of backing up and thinking and taking my time with it because I didn't know how I was going to go about it. But that's because Animator, it's kind of limited. Just got these tools and a couple hotkeys here and there. But yeah. From a cube, we get a sphere, and if I wanted to, I could make the sphere back into a cube, right? Like, how we go about that? Let's do that, right? If I told you, show me how good you are in Animator or Blender or Softimage, right? Make me a cube, you know, do this, right? But don't just show me that you know how to click the cube button, right? Don't just show me you know how to press, you know, Shift C and hit the cube button. No, show me how to use the program. Show me how to get a cube from this, right? Let's do it. And I can't use no undo key, right? Can't. There ain't no way to cheat it. So let's go about that, right? So that I show that, you know, I have these tools. So how do we go about cube? Obviously we don't need a whole bunch of polys, right? Let's get rid of let me see, vertices, right? Let's get rid of this. Yeah, let's just get rid of everything, right? First off, let's do this. We can do it like this, right? So like these, all these edges, right? All these edges. Oh no. No? Okay. Let me. This would be so much easier in another program, but let's do it. Screw it. Let's do it a different way. I have this, and I have this. Oh, my bad. Wrong hotkey. Right? I only need 4 edges, right? Which means I don't need the rest. So what I'm gonna do. Actually, no. I'm overthinking this. Let's simplify this as best as we can, right? You can see I'm overthinking. But yeah, a good way is to play around. Because it just occurred to me that like trying to do something backwards is less efficient in this manner. But yeah, so let's do it like the absolute simplest way that we can to get a cube out of this, right? So let's get that, and yeah, let me get that one single polygon, which is something like this, right? Because I already have the knowledge to do this. I can just do that. Let me see. Like line these up like that, and out of this polygon, straighten that up, right? Let's center this, scale it, and then let's center this, and then take that base. Uh-oh. Okay, let's rotate it. Let's rotate it. Okay, flatten it. Flatten it. Actually, let's... okay. And again, see how I'm going about this in a weird roundabout way, but it's like, well, I only need a single polygon for what I'm about to do, which is extrude this face. Right? Extrude. Boom. There's my cube. Oh, missing the backside, right? Is that normal facing outwards? These normals are good, right? Okay. So, oh, we got a little empty thing right here. That's all right. Fill that in. Boom. And I've just used functions that are not even here. I've used some things that are right here, but I have the knowledge of the hotkeys for this program, so it's kind of easy. Also, is see the space here is not straight. We're gonna go ahead and edit, flatten along Z, right? Yes, sir. There we go. We got a cube. Uh-oh. Got another one here that's not flat. Let's go to edit, flatten, and this along Y. Bam. Nice flat cube. So yeah, that's a nice flat cube. Let's see, I bet there was like a different way I could have went about that. Let's go ahead and get the sphere. What if I were to like, if I were to do this, right? Flatten, like merge. Would that have been a way I did it? Like that? That would have been pretty decent. Like merge those faces, all of them. Merge this. Let's see what we get here. Like merge, select these edges, scale them out to flatten, right? And then backwards from what I was doing before, just get the 4 sides, right? Like this is a side, this is a side. So flatten that. That's a side, that's a side. So we would like flatten, and this is a side, this is a side, and then you would flatten like this, right? And simply merge these edges together, all of them, like that. Uh-oh, I don't want to select you. You go away for now. Yeah. Oh, so here, scale these edges so they're all crunched up together. Uh-oh, we don't want that. Ah, okay, I see. Only once. So hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We don't want these selected. Just want this. Right? That's what we want. So that I can merge those together. And then these scale up. We can scale out. There we go. And then just straight up get rid of this. Get rid of that edge, get rid of that edge, get rid of that edge, get rid of that edge. Take these polys, scale them upwards, and those look like even divisions. Center that. Look at that, we got another cube. We got another cube, let's unhide these guys. See, we got another cube, a big one right here that we just did, starting off from this sphere. But yeah, there you go. Just play around with your tools, you know. Have an understanding of it, the manual, but most importantly, just play. You can get shapes. If I wanted to, I could turn this cube into a cylinder. You know what I mean? It's all about understanding your tools. So next time someone says like one program is better than the other and stuff, and you know, while that is true, there's plenty of programs that offer more flexibility and reaching the same conclusion with fewer clicks. Understand that it's not the amount of clicks, it is not the buttons here that is important. It's the understanding of how to get there, right? The understanding of how to make these shapes, not just clicking a button and dragging in the viewport, you know. Me reading a passage from a history book does not make me a historian, and it does not mean that I understood what I read. I can read an entire novel and not know what it's about, you know what I mean? So it's about understanding something, not just, you know, clicking a button or following something that somebody says. You know, it's actually, you know, if I tell you, oh, you know, first hit Shift P, then, you know, hit A for select mode, hit G to select this face, hit X to extrude it, now hit Shift P, right? And now, you know, hit D so you can drag these vertices, and then hit M to move it around. Like, you're only following directions. You're not learning what I'm teaching you, right? Or what I'm trying to teach you, or what somebody says. Like, you're just learning how to, you know, click here, then click that, and click that. So always more important in any 3D software or an animator to not only just like click these things, but understand what they do. Apply that knowledge, you know, gain knowledge from the tools you use, experiment with those tools, and further diversify your knowledge of how to use these things and how to apply them. And you'll go a lot far. So try it yourself with Blender, any 3D software, Maya. It doesn't matter how advanced it is. Go ahead and get a cube, turn it into a sphere. Then when you're done, get that sphere, turn it into a cube, or turn it into a cylinder. You know the basic shapes. Like what's another one? The torus, right? People, the torus is a popular shape. It's like that donut shape. I'm sure you can get that from a cube, a sphere, a cylinder. You can get that from anything. Like this one, it's a donut, right? So really, all you're doing is like, let's say, like flatten a sphere. What else do? We get like this, that, and we get that out of here. And really, I think like, can I just shell this? Can't I just shell this out and it would work? Let's see. Yeah, like we shell it a little bit, and then I'll take that loop on the inside. Take that loop on the inside, come to the top view, get rid of all of you guys temporarily. Scale that edge inside, right? come here, let's change our smooth angle so it can actually look like a donut. There we go. Back here. Looks like a ring, but we'll change that here. First, okay, let's scale this up. Right? That's good. And then that inside loop can be beveled. Like that. Let's take those, scale them inwards a bit. How does that look? Okay, scale it up a bit like that. Yes, that is exactly what I want. So we just get this, bevel it, and then we take this edge, loops, bring them. What do we want to do with this? Let's bring that down, or let's just bevel that, right? Bevel that, and then take this ring, scale it to even that out, and then select it by vertex. No. Oh, okay. Select vertices, scale out like that. See, it's good to like play around in the software. I don't want that, so what we do is take that, scale, merge all those points. There we go. And I mean, that's a torus. It's just not the one we're used to seeing, right? One we're used to seeing is a lot more thicker, but we can always make this thick if we wanted to. Let's get that. Scale it inwards. This one, scale it inwards. Alright? I should have done that to both of these, right? Yeah. That one. Let's fix that. Forgot to apply that to the bottom as well. Here, merge that, take this edge loop, take that edge loop. Okay, cool. Scale them inwards like that. That's cool. Not a perfect one, but as you can see, it's like we're getting a torus here. We're getting how about that, right? How about this? That's cool. See? Have a torus shape. I could afford to put like another edge loop on the inside there, and then scale it. Right? Is that good? That's okay. But there you go. Like, I don't have a torus button here. You know what I'm saying? Where's my torus button? Where's my donut shape? My easy. I want to make tires. I want to make this, and it's like, yeah, you want to make tires. You want to make donuts, but okay, you have the donut button. You have the torus button, but you don't really know how to make that, do you? I mean, you do with enough practice. Of course, you can make any shape like that, but you didn't really learn how to make a donut or a tire, right? You just learned how to click a button in the software and you know, click and drag in the viewport. So yeah, like any software you have, go ahead and unhide my basic shapes here. Yeah, go ahead and play around, model and stuff. As for Anim8or specifically, I'll be doing a lot more tutorials. This is just something that like it's something for a friend of mine that they asked me about. I wanted to like demonstrate it more because they're young, they're in school, and they want to learn 3D. Specifically this program for whatever reason. I'll be posting more tutorials for Anim8or. And but yeah, this is very useful information that I wish I picked up sooner. Just this basic thing that I did will take you very far, because I'm not saying this will make you a AAA, you know, modeler or something, but it's an important lesson to learn early on. It's like fundamentals. Just learn the tools you need, why you need them, and why they're important in any 3D software. And you're gonna go far with just that kind of knowledge. So that was it for this video.